colossal beast known as Behemoth is one of the Monsterverse's most prized specimens. Big, tough as nails, and perhaps the most interesting aspect of this titan, its appearance, has made this creature an icon in this universe. Monsterverse Declassified has given insight on the inner workings of Behemoth, and how he is not very much different than Kong and even Godzilla. In this video, we're going to inspect Behemoth's mind, his spirit, his complete story. If you like the idea of this, let me know the next titan or monster we should analyze. And don't forget to leave the video a like and do all that YouTube stuff. You know, for Behemoth. When Behemoth first came on screen in Godzilla King of the Monsters, something about him kept your eyes glued to the screen. At first glance, you may wonder why. This beast is not as relatable as Kong, as epic and insane as Ghidorah, or as badass as Godzilla. But perhaps this is exactly why Behemoth is so popular. The monster looks unlike any of the other titans in the Monsterverse, and frankly anywhere. How many other mammoth sloths over 300 feet or 91 meters tall and weighing 90,000 tons, with tusks nearly as long as it is tall, exist on Earth? This design is a fresh take in a universe that features a lot of reptilian, bug-like, or ocean giant critters. Behemoth's story in the Monsterverse began likely around the same time as the two animals it so closely resembles, members of the elephant and giant sloth family. The first elephant-like creatures that we know of originated roughly 50 to 60 million years ago or so. The first giant sloth around 35 million years. The verse lore doesn't have specifics on the actual origins of the Titans. It is assumed the Titans share an origin timeline similar to their surface dwellers. It's possible Behemoth was one of the first mammals of sorts in the Monsterverse, of course, in theory. In the lore, Behemoth is compared to the forest itself, most likely the Amazon. Monsterverse Declassified uses an analogy of an ancient tree that held all good things in the world to show us the importance of Behemoth for the Earth. In this tale, the tree was cut down and the guardian of the tree, feeling defeated, left the forest and never returned. Was this guardian Behemoth? If it was Behemoth, he didn't travel very far. Monarch found him in Brazil, hidden beneath the jungle floor. For hundreds or thousands of years, Behemoth must have laid there dormant, giving up on the world, until Ghidorah let out his alpha call. Before he escaped, Monarch attempted to slay Behemoth, but a researcher at his outpost cut the power to the kill switch, which allowed Behemoth to escape, and get this, he killed everyone, even the one who saved him in his wake. Rio de Janeiro was next on Behemoth's list. The monster eventually made it all the way to Boston, just to stay there for about 5 minutes and then head all the way back down to the Amazon. As Behemoth traveled the land, the energy radiating from his body and manure regrew entire forests, and the Amazon took a deep breath for the first time in a long while. Monsterverse Declassified then allows us to see a glimpse at Behemoth's thoughts. Here we see how the Titan is clearly very much aware of the bad things going on to the environment of the Amazon. And it's even stated that the monster regrets being gone for so long. And after a quick power nap, Behemoth wakes up and decides he's got a lot more work to do. And by work, I mean destroy man-made things. Now, no longer enraged at the modern world destroying his home, the Titan's existence no longer led to destruction but to repair, at least for the natural world. While Behemoth was on his mission of healing the forest, Amulek attacked. Behemoth gave a good fight but was outmatched by this monster, quickly being taken down and left defenseless to his doom. If not for Godzilla, Behemoth would be no more. Now, thanks to Monsterverse Declassified again, we learn more about what happened next to Behemoth. After waking up from being knocked out from Amulek, Behemoth took a moment to realize that the king must have come to save him, the king of course being Godzilla. And it almost seems like Behemoth was proud that Godzilla chose to save him. And for a moment, now with his tusk healing and regrowing, Behemoth felt like things were going to be okay for a while. But turns out, right after Behemoth healed from his injuries, his newly created home and those who now protect and maybe even worshipped him were attacked. Likely mercenaries for hire. This was a sneak attack that Behemoth had to overcome, but it was not easy. Throughout this battle, we get a good glimpse at just how the inner workings of a Titan's mind works, at least one that's not categorized as a destroyer. Behemoth naturally appears to not want to fight. But if you push him to his limit, if you attack his home being the natural environment, and those who care for him, like the people who built him that nice dome and who were worshipping him, he will retaliate, very aggressively. After Behemoth was enraged, it didn't take long for him to completely mop the area of all enemies. After this victory, Behemoth and his human followers created a symbiotic relationship of their own. And slowly but surely, the Amazon healed. The broken tusk of the Titan now planted into the earth, to become a symbol like the tree of old we mentioned earlier. And Behemoth, well, he got himself a nice new tusk. And that's the complete story of Titanus Behemoth in the Monsterverse. Beyond that, the Beast took on Wonder Woman in the crossover with the Justice League. In this comic collaboration, Behemoth along with several Monsterverse Titans were transported into the universe of the Justice League. Behemoth, now displaced from his home, went into a fit of rage, finding and attacking Wonder Woman's home of Themyscira. Both Wonder Woman and Wonder Girl were then deployed to defend the island, and they arrived just in time to confront the Behemoth before he attacked the main city. Instead of taking the Titan head-on, especially when it was clear that Behemoth was of the tamer variety you could say, the two lassoed the beast and tried to reason with him, letting him know that he had no need to attack a place of peace, and that no harm was to come to him here. Whether or not Behemoth understood, he began to lumber off. He threw the demigods to the side and just left the scene, clearly persuaded by another Titan's call. But this wasn't a Titan, this was Lex Luthor, calling the Titans to assist him as he now controlled Mechagodzilla and was to make it the alpha of all Titans. Behemoth did do some damage in this attack and forced Wonder Woman and Wonder Girl to face him yet again, and this time they didn't hold back. Eventually, they even managed to topple the Behemoth to the ground. And in the rest of this particular story, Behemoth took on the Skull Devil and eventually left the Justice League universe, with the rest of the Titans at least for now. The future for Behemoth is uncertain, while the Titan was almost included in a cameo scene in Godzilla vs. Kong, where he was pitched to be shot at by some Titan hunters, which we can all assume was gonna go very bad for them. There has been no attempts at getting Behemoth back on screen since Godzilla King of the Monsters. But it's clear that Legendary aims to at least keep Behemoth around, at least in the expanded universe. But if there ever was a perfect opportunity to get Behemoth back in one of the movies, that was in Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. I mean, that movie took place, or at least there at the ending, it took place pretty much right in his front yard, and he didn't show up. So I don't really know if we'll ever see Behemoth again on screen in the Monsterverse. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Everyone subscribe, like the video, and tell me which monster from the Monsterverse or any universe you want me to give you the complete story on next. Thank you for watching, I hope you had a good time. I'll see you in the next one.